name is Janet, and welcome to 21 days of healthy benefits of a yoga practice. Today is day 4, and our theme today is post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. And the type of yoga that we do is called trauma-informed yoga, or trauma-sensitive yoga. It is estimated that 1 in 3 people has experienced trauma at some point in their life, such as a natural disaster, war, rape, and the list goes on and on. What happens when you experience trauma and you suffer with PTSD is that the sympathetic nervous system is constantly on a fight or flight or easily activated. And it makes it very difficult to progress in life. So if you're struggling, I know that yoga practice, along with psychotherapy and medication, has been known to help. And I hope this practice helps you. So you've probably noticed that I'm sitting here on a chair. And one of the things that helps people struggling with PTSD or trauma in life is to feel grounded and to feel stable. So as you choose, if you like, to find yourself seated on a chair, make sure the chair feels stable. You may notice a yoga mat beneath my chair. A yoga mat helps to keep the chair from slipping or moving. So take a moment to make sure your chair feels stable and solid. Then place your hands right there on your knees or thighs. We want to really feel the connection of our body. As you pause here, you can keep the eyes open, which is more comfortable for most people who struggle with PTSD. Or if you're comfortable doing so, close your eyes. Take a moment to really feel your body. Feel your feet planted firmly on the mat or the floor. Feel your legs and your knees are bent. And the backs of your thighs and your seat is firmly arranged on your chair. If you're not already there, I'd like to encourage you to scoot back a little bit. Feel more connected to your chair. From this firm and stable foundation, take a deep breath in and feel yourself grow even taller. And as you exhale, relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Bring your hands to a prayer position, Anjali Mudra, in front of your heart. And if your eyes are open, look down at your fingers. If your eyes are closed, simply tilt your chin down. Setting intentions is helpful in managing PTSD. Set an intention to feel safe, to feel grounded, to be present. Feel safe, grounded, and present. Breathe it in. And as you exhale, open your eyes and release your palms down to your knees or thighs. We store tension in our body. We often say our issues are in our tissues. So let's take and loosen up just a little bit here from this seated position. Lower your chin to your chest and feel the stretch in the back of your neck. Perhaps you can watch your chest as it rises and falls as you breathe. Try to slow your breath down. And then with your next breath in, lift your head up to tall and neutral. And as you exhale, allow the head to drop back. Looking up. Do you feel tension in your neck and your shoulders? Relax your shoulders down and back. Keep breathing. And then draw your head back up to neutral and slowly lower your left ear towards your left shoulder. Feel the stretch in the right side of your neck. Be very aware of the sensations in your body. That will help you let go of the past and be present, be here and now. Feel that connection. Just breathe. And then slowly draw your head back up and easily lower your right ear towards your right shoulder. Notice the stretch in the left side of your neck. Just breathe that sensation, that stretch. Maybe you notice one side feels tighter than the other. Just observe without judgment. How does it feel in your body? How's your breath? Keep it flowing. And every Bring your head back up to neutral. And let's move into the shoulders. Take your arms out wide like the letter T. Turn your palms up and reach your arms high over your head. Relax your shoulders down as the palms face each other. Try to stay long in the spine. Breathe in. And as you exhale, look up and separate your arms as you take a gentle back bend. Stay if you can, breathe. With your next inhale, come up, turn your palms forward, and as you exhale, drop your hands down to your knees and begin to round over your thighs. Let yourself hang, belly over thighs. Head hangs heavy. Just breathe. And then slowly begin to round all the way up. Take your shoulders, roll them up towards your ears, and then slowly roll them down and back. Take a few more rolls like that. Inhale, the shoulders roll forward and up, and breathe out as you relax your shoulders down and back. One more time. Breathe in, forward and up, and breathe out to take your shoulders down and back. Reverse it. Take your shoulders, squeeze them back, and as you breathe in, pull them up towards your ears, and as you exhale, send them down in front. Do that again. Breathe in, squeeze them back. Exhale, down in front. Once more. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, down in front. Good. Let's add a little bit of a twist. Take your left hand over to your right thigh. Take your right hand behind you. Reach behind the chair. Breathe in to find length, and as you exhale, turn to the right. Take 2 more breaths here. Breathe in. Turn more as you breathe out. Once more. Inhale. Exhale. As you inhale, come back to center, and let's breathe out to go the other way. Take your right hand to your left thigh. Reach your left hand behind your back, behind the chair. Breathe in to find length, and breathe out to twist left. Grow tall as you breathe in, and maybe look behind you over your left shoulder as you breathe out. One more time, breathe in. Deepest twist as you exhale. Good, breathe in, come back to center. Nicely done. So let's move down the body into the legs, giving our hips a little bit of a stretch. Bend your right knee and see if you can pull it to your chest. You might need to scoot forward on your chair. In fact, let's all do that. Just scoot forward a little bit, give yourself a little more room to move. So as you hug your right knee in, you might find yourself leaning back, and now you've got the space to do so. Just feeling that stretch, holding still, feeling the sensation of stretching the low back, maintaining calm by breathing slow. And we're going to lift the right knee a little bit more and place the right ankle on the left thigh and create sort of like a figure 4 shape with our leg. Good. Stay up nice and tall. Keep your right foot flexed and maybe push your right knee down just a little bit. Good. And then start to roll forward, leaning over your right leg. Intensifying the stretch for the lower back. Releasing tension there with this stretch. Go only as far as feels comfortable for you. Get a couple more breaths here. Good, and now rise back up, and let's place the right foot down on the floor. Second side, pull the left knee up towards your chest, squeeze it in, stay tall in the spine. Maybe you lean back a little bit, it's all good. Just feel the stretch. Moving slow, being intentional, feeling the present moment. That's one of the benefits of yoga practice for yoga with PTSD or trauma-sensitive yoga. Because when we are feeling that anxiety, we're often traveling into the past experience. And when we think about it, our body and our mind react as if we are experiencing it over again. So feel this value, this benefit. Be present. Be here. And then let's start to lift the left ankle and place it on the right thigh. Allow your left knee to fall away. Stay tall in your spine if you can. And keep your left foot flexed. Just feel the gentle stretch in your hip. Stay with me. Keep breathing. Now if it feels good to you and you did it on the first side, intensify the stretch by beginning to lean forward. And as you lean forward, soften over. And just let yourself stretch as deeply as feels good. Stretching into the left hip and stretching out your back. And slowly come up and release your left foot. Good. Let's change positions and come to standing. As you come upright to standing, grab a hold of your chair, and we'll use the chair as we find stability in our practice. So we're going to move into a position called Warrior Two. So as you come to standing, you're going to take your right leg and step it over the chair. Whoops, that's my left. I'll just turn sides, there we go. Now my right leg is over the chair, and I'm gonna come down onto my right thigh. My back left heel will press onto the mat, and I'll reach my arms out like the letter T. Look over to the right and hold the position there. Just feeling yourself really stretching, breathing. Nice and stable and strong. And then bring your hands to the chair, pick yourself up, and now let's go to the left side. So the left thigh lies over the chair, the right foot reaches behind you, the arms reach out like the letter T, and your gaze is over the left fingertips. Just breathe. Can you feel yourself present? Look at your body. Keep your eyes open. Relax your shoulders down from your ears. Take one more breath here. Nice, and then release your hands down. And let's come to standing next to the chair once again. So we're going to move into a balance pose. I'd like to start balancing on the left foot. So step over to the right side of the chair, hold on to the chair with your left hand so you really feel stable, and take your right foot, turn it out, and place it against your calf, or maybe bring it out to your inner thigh if that works for you. Your right hand can rest on your right hip. Your right hand can reach up. Maybe like me, you're leaning a little bit against the chair, and you can reach both arms high. Find your chair, or find your tree, and stand nice and tall. Good. Keep breathing. Nice. I know this can be challenging and somewhat uncomfortable, but there's a second benefit to yoga for PTSD or trauma-sensitive yoga, and that's expanding the reaction time, finding tolerance in discomfort. Bring your hands back to your heart center, or left hand to the chair, and right foot to the earth. So as you pause and just take a little bit longer each time before reacting to maybe some challenge or discomfort. Second side, here we go. We're gonna step to the left side of the chair so that the right foot feels supported and it's close to the chair. Right leg is maybe even touching the chair as your left foot turns out and comes into place above or below the knee. Try to remember what you did on the first side and match it here on your second side. So maybe you reach your left hand high or it stays at your hip, or with the chair for stability, you might decide you feel safe to reach both arms overhead. How are you breathing? Pay attention to your breath. Stay in the present moment. If you're challenged, see if you can stay with it just a little bit longer. And the more yoga you do, the more tolerance you can develop. Keep breathing. And then start to bring your hands back to your heart and lower your left foot to your yoga mat. Excellent. Let's come back to sitting on the chair and move into a little bit more of a hip opener. We're going to take ourselves into what's kind of like a frog pose or a goddess pose. Your feet are going to go to the outer edges of the chair and point your toes out as comfortably as you can. Bring your hands to your knees or your thighs and sit up nice and tall. Breathe in, and as you exhale, begin to hinge forward. Now your hands might come down to the floor, and you just soften there. Let your head hang heavy, just breathe. And then slowly walk your hands back up to the chair, finding yourself upright. Let's come back to our warrior pose. We'll take the left foot and turn it in, and take the right leg and turn it out. And we're going to take this into more of a warrior one pose. So pull your right hip back, left hip forward. It is more challenging to keep the back foot on the mat, so do your best. And then reach your arms over your head. Good. It's challenging, I know, but stay with it. One more breath here. Breathe in. And as you exhale, bring your hands down. And let's try the other side. So we're just going to swivel around on our chair like we did earlier for Warrior 2, but turning the hips a little bit more changes it from Warrior 2 to Warrior 1. So I'm turning my torso and pulling my right hip in, left hip back. My back foot is pushed down onto the floor as best I can manage, and my arms reach over my head. Keep breathing. Draw your left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. Nice and strong. Nice. Stay present. And then release your hands back down. I'd like to use the chair as we begin to wind down a little bit. So let's take our chair to the end of our mat and turn it sideways. We're going to come down and rest our legs upon the chair. So I'll come down to my mat and bring my legs up onto the chair. I'll come as close to the chair as possible, and this kind of alleviates any discomfort for the lower back. Coming all the way down to your back. Good. And as you come down to your back, lay your hands on your tummy. And just pause to breathe, and it's okay to keep your eyes open. Keeping your hands connected to your belly helps you stay present. Feel your breath. Good. I mentioned earlier that 1 in 3 people will suffer from some sort of trauma in their lifetime. I hope this helps you feel like you're not alone. Yoga means union, or to yoke or join together. And the third benefit of practicing yoga for PTSD, or trauma-sensitive yoga, is that we feel like we're not alone, that we're connected to something larger, to one another, to humanity. So as you pause and you lie here on your mat, maybe you feel like you could close your eyes or choose to keep them open. Keep your hands resting on your belly and feel the gentle flow of your breath. Pay attention to your breath. And every time your mind wanders off, which it will, happens to all of us, bring it back to the feeling of breath moving your body. And when we practice this on our yoga mat, awareness of the breath, it helps us to remember to practice this in our life off the mat. And wherever we are, and whatever we're doing, we can always be aware of our breath. And when we feel anxious, when we find that our sympathetic nervous system is getting excited, our breath would get short and shallow, or we hold the breath. And that's an opportunity to simply breathe slowly, deeply, evenly. And this calms us down, inviting in the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest. And we're reminded that we'll be okay. Slowly make your way to a seated position, maybe on the floor or back up on your chair. Bring your hands to prayer position in front of your heart, and perhaps you gaze down at your fingertips or close your eyes. Take a moment to reflect on how you feel. And I hope this practice has brought you a feeling of connection and calm. The end of a yoga practice finishes with a word that honors the light in each of us. And the word is namaste. Thank you so much for subscribing to Free Yoga Club. Please comment below. I hope this practice has helped you, and I'm interested in how you feel.